Hello, I hope that I am live. I thought I was live, and I'm hoping I'm live now. My name is Lisa Angelo, and thank you for being patient and waiting for this connection to take hold. I'm the provost at County Community College, which means that I'm responsible for the academic curriculum and student services at Bucks, including students, faculty, deans, and our support staff as well. And so when we made the decision to remain mainly remote and online for fall, and that decision was publicized yesterday, there were a lot of questions. And so we thought we could take those questions and answer them here and take any additional questions that you may have. And again, if we run out of time, and I'm sorry it took me 20 minutes to get online, that we will be able to answer those questions, and we'll probably put together an FAQ sheet for the website. So I have a number of questions that have come in previously, so I'm going to try to answer those first, and then if additional questions come in, we will answer those as well. So someone said, how did we come to these decisions? So the decision was made based on safety for our students and our staff and our faculty. And those courses that were decided to be on campus were courses that we could not complete remotely or online and address the learning objectives of those courses. The other premise that we worked off of was the Pennsylvania Department of Education requirements that we social distance and clean classrooms after students have been in there and so on. And the restrictions given our physical layout of our campus and our 7,000 students, it was just not wise to have more than the students we are able to bring in right now come on campus. And as President Chambliss said, this is the best decision that we could make for our students, our staff, and our faculty's safety, and attend to the educational quality of our courses now. If things improve, then we would consider bringing additional people on campus. But right now, we really feel that we've made the right decision, and we're confident that this is the best decision for everyone. And so there were another question about other schools opening up, and there are schools opening up. But if you read what they are actually doing, such as Temple, they're bringing students back on campus because they're opening up their dorms and so on. But their courses for the the large majority of their courses are going to be offered remotely or online, or in a hybrid mode, very similar to what we are doing. Same thing with Pitt and Penn State and Temple. These, if you read the details, most of the courses are going to be offered very similarly to ours, because we really do have to keep our students safe. A question popped up I just saw, so obviously I'm live. If my classes are remote and I don't have access to a computer or the library, will a laptop be available? So we are actually looking into ways that we can utilize some of our CARES money for students, directly for students, to make the purchase of a laptop way more affordable than it would be now. And we're working with our bookstore and our IT folks are trying to do that. We don't have enough laptops to go around to everyone. We were able to lend a lot of them out this semester to complete spring, but we know for widespread lending, it's not feasible. So we are trying to figure out a way for students who don't have a computer or a laptop at home to be able to purchase one more affordably. And So then another question that had come up numerous times was about reducing tuition and fees. And we are not reducing tuition or fees at this point. Tuition is set by the Board of Trustees, and I don't know if you're aware that although every year we absolutely need to increase tuition to cover the increased cost going forward, and when we don't, it means that something else happened that made up for that difference. But given the situation and the financial hardships that the board knew people were you know were experiencing, that they did keep tuition and fees flat, and we are still among the most affordable colleges anywhere. So while I appreciate that, I do know that we will not be reducing tuition. We need that tuition to cover costs, and I know that people think that some of the costs have been reduced on campus, but believe it or not, going remotely we have incurred tremendous costs related to technology, remote testing, just student support and faculty support, just tremendous technology costs associated with being remote. So while we may have saved a little bit of money on air conditioning, which we still have to cool our buildings and maintain the grounds, and when we left, we were still heating the buildings, and we have all those regular costs. We probably did save some costs, but we also incurred a lot of costs related to going remote. There was a question about refunds for spring. There were some refunds for spring. We did it on a course by course basis. We figured out where we went remote and material fees that were charged to students, and those materials were not used. So if you were in a course that had materials fees, and those fees were not, we did not spend the money on materials, or you did not utilize those materials, we did refund material fees to students last semester. And my assumption is that we would do the same if we are able to realize some of those savings. Oh, there is one response here about lending equipment. We will be still continuing to lend the cinema video students equipment for them to continue their courses. What will the process look like for those of us who have classes on campus? So we are still working on those protocols, but you will receive detailed instructions about where to park, what door to enter, what room you're going to be utilizing. There will be the hallways will be marked, the classrooms will be marked. We will be requiring social distancing in the classroom. Everyone will be wearing masks. You will be doing health checks before you're able to enter any room. So we are working on all the protocols, but you will receive information. If you have a class on campus, you will receive information about the specifics for what you need to do and how you will need to move about campus as we get our plan approved and we get this information. We're still looking into apps for self-assessment, how we're going to be able to track people that have assessed themselves if they're healthy and they're attesting to that, and so on. So we're still working out the details, but you will be informed prior to coming on campus. Do you have to wear a face mask while in class? Yes. And if someone has asthma and they can't wear a mask all day, so we would have that as an accommodation. So for people who can't wear masks, that would be considered on an individual basis, and we of course would comply with those accommodations. There would be something else whatever that other thing would be, the accommodation requested. If it was feasible, we would act on that, of course. The list of classes, if it hasn't already been put on the website for credit classes, it should be up by the end of the day. We did put that list together to try to get that information to you as soon as possible. What we have listed are the original sections, the original scheduled times, the and the rooms. So you should be able to have that today. Why do you have to leave right after class? Can't we social distance ourselves outside? Well, we are hoping that students will not linger on campus, and this is again a safety concern. That's why we're not going to have our open areas open. We're not going to have the cafeteria open. We are bringing students on campus to complete those hands-on requirements, and then we're going to, of course, ask students to leave. You know, if you have multiple campus on the same day, that would probably be a unique situation, and I'm sure you could be accommodated. But in terms of groups of students hanging out, we're not going to allow that. How about education students? How will we do our observations and clearances? I don't know about the clearances, but we did discuss if the K-12 schools are open, and they will allow our students on their campuses, and they follow our rules, and you are aware of our rules and the risk you may be putting yourself in, we will be allowing it. I'm sure there'll be more from your education professors related to that. Yes, and somebody says it's just not the same as in-class instruction, and I agree. I was in the classroom for a lot of years, and you know, I also taught online, and I taught hybrids, and yes, it's not exactly the same for sure. And would we wish that this pandemic wasn't upon us? Yes, but you know, we are reacting to the situation that we're in. But please know that if your class was originally scheduled as an e-learning class, yes, that will be an online class with asynchronous instruction, meaning you do it on your time. There's no set schedule, as opposed to a class that is scheduled now as a face-to-face or a hybrid class. Those classes will have regular synchronous time with their instructor, as you would normally meet in a classroom, except it will be through some type of technology, probably Zoom, but I know that some faculty use other tools, and that's fine, whatever that is. And whatever regular interaction with your class is going to mean for your course, whether it's your class is Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 12:30, and it's going to be every Monday, Wednesday, 10 to 12:30, or it's going to be from 10 to 11 on Mondays, that information will be in your faculty's syllabus by July 1. So you'll be able to know when you will be meeting your class with Zoom or whatever technology that is. You will know that by July 1. And I agree, it's not the same. I wish we could all be back to normal, but this is the situation we're in. The question about students that are on work study. So my understanding is, and you know, I'm hoping that I will get some more information soon that we could share on our website, is that if you are granted federal work study as part of your financial aid package, that will still be awarded. I can't imagine that there will be as many opportunities to be working on campus as there usually is. I do know that there will be some opportunities, as well as, you know, the students who tutor as part of their work study, they continue to tutor remotely as they do their peer tutoring. So there will be some opportunities. You know, I know we're going to have labs and studio classes on campus. I don't know if there will be opportunities there. Also, I was not aware, but a large group of our work study students work for nonprofits off campus, And, you know, again, if those facilities are open, following our protocols, and are welcoming our students as workers, then that opportunity would still exist for them. A time frame for when we would know if we could allow more students to return to campus. I really can't. I really don't know what that time would be. We do want to see how everything goes, how that, you know, how students follow the protocols on campus. Of course, the outside environment, you know, are we having a spike in Bucks County? Are things really, you know, going well? We don't know. But assuming that we get on campus at the end of August and everyone is following the protocols and all goes well, and we kind of have this down now and it's going well, and a faculty member wants to bring a small group of students on campus, or someone wants to add some kind of student support on campus, we would certainly be able to do that. I cannot give a time frame for that, but you know, probably a reasonable amount of time to see that this is going well, and also to know what the outside environment is. Will engineering or math classes have to show up on campus at all during the fall? I believe there's one engineering class that is having a hands-on component on campus. But right now, all the math classes and the rest of the engineering classes are being taught either remotely or online. Tests for Bio 101 are required to be taken at the testing center. What happens with testing for fall? So again, here's one of those very large costs that we've incurred. We have contracted with ProctorU to handle our proctored testing, and depending on your instructor and you know, how they arrange it, you will be having your proctored tests, but they will be handled through ProctorU, unless your faculty member is setting it up as a class in Zoom or something like that. But if they are utilizing online proctored tests, it would be through ProctorU. Some of the things I'd like to address: academic prosperity, educational disadvantages of being online, social aspect for mental and physical self-esteem, how this could affect students dropping enrollment. They have a, yes. So, and why that affects the students who want to learn. So the students who want to learn in a classroom setting, I understand. Again, this is for the safety of all. In terms, and we do know that people have felt very isolated, and that they have, you know, significant mental issues related to being isolated, and they've only exacerbated issues that people have. You know, our faculty counselors are available. If you check our website, we have numerous resources that we are continuing to offer to our students. And we did a recent survey from the students from spring, and you know, one of the things that they did note was that they really did like to feel connected to their classmates and their faculty members, which is why we are requiring that of all faculty for courses that were scheduled as face-to-face or hybrid. So, you know, I'm not disagreeing with you that you want to be in class, and that and for some people, the social part of going to school is of their utmost importance, and I understand that. I just, you know, we're very sure that this is the right decision for us. Are we going to be able to access the bookstore? Will we have to order our books online this semester? Yes, you're not going to access the bookstore. All books ordered will be shipped to you directly by the bookstore. The bookstore people are going to be there, but they are not going to be having students as customers. They're there to fulfill your orders and ship them out. Will there be changes to the criminal justice major to address current issues? Okay, so I'm assuming that this is related to the social situation that we're in, Black Lives Matter and such. I have no idea. That's a really good question, and I'm hoping that our criminal justice faculty will help me answer that question either today or in the responses that we're going to follow up with. Okay. Let me see if I have any other questions here that I can help answer. The time frame, will the bookstore be open? I already got that one. It's saying that the courses being offered in spring 21 are limited. We have not scheduled our spring 21 classes yet, so I'm not sure which courses you're looking for, but we have not completed our spring schedule yet. How will the nursing program work remotely? So it really depends on our clinical sites, and you know, if and when they allow us into our clinical sites, then our students will be going there. If they don't, then there is a backup plan for simulation and a different type of clinical. And I'm sure that the nursing faculty and our dean and our director of associate degree nursing will be able to answer those questions. For cinema students, will equipment be available for projects? I do believe that there will be some cinema equipment available for lending. It depends on the particular class and the collaboration. So I have an answer here. Cinema collaboration depends on particular class, but can be done without students being next to each other. Will there be any help for students in person with professors if they're having difficulty with classes since online? So if you're saying face-to-face on campus, we don't have a plan for that at this time. It doesn't mean it can't happen. As I said, if a faculty member wants to meet with a student on campus or a group of students, once we have this rolling, that's a definite possibility. Faculty are still supposed to be meeting with their students remotely, so I'm not sure if you mean that. That should definitely be able to be helped. Film classes that need to work collaboratively. Oh, I just answered that one again. When's the last day to apply for fall? I think it's the day before classes start. So if your class, some programs have earlier deadlines, but usually we take registration up to the day before the class starts. And then if you miss that, we have usually late starting classes and you might have to enroll in those. Okay, will the testing center be open for proctored exams? No, we're going to be using ProctorU and other means of proctoring. Oh, somebody answered the clearances for education. Okay, so she's referring you to the social and behavioral sciences department. You may, and I'm assuming now that everyone knows we have that question, we will get that answer to you. August 26th, thank you, Casey. August 26th is the last day to apply for fall classes. The fine arts studio courses that are going to be held in person, the list is on the website. I have the answer to American Sign Language. We'll meet on Zoom at the scheduled time. Okay. And Dr. Corrigan responded to the nursing question, so I'll let that go. And so on. Okay, so I'm not sure that we have any more questions that I haven't already answered. If the situation decreases, is there a possibility of us being allowed on campus? Yes. As I said, we're going to try really hard to monitor the situation and make sure that protocols are being followed. And if the climate, meaning safety climate, improves, we would certainly consider bringing additional people on campus. Um, so, when does fall semester start? I guess that's August 27th if registration ends on the 26th. And again, the culinary program, those courses, many of those courses are on the list to come on campus. And you'll be able to find out the details of that with your instructor. So if you are already signed up for a course and it's on the list, then you know who the instructor is, you know the room that you're in, and you know when you're coming on campus, and you can reach out to your instructor for more details. Can I clarify about testing? So we partnered with ProctorU, and faculty have a choice if they utilize ProctorU. They can have a student, one type of proctoring is a student is monitored while they take the test, and then there's a live proctor. That's another option. Many faculty have tested through Zoom and just watch their students take a test through Zoom. So there are a variety of options. It's really going to depend on your faculty member and what type of proctoring they are comfortable with for their class. Yes, advising at bucks.edu. You can certainly email them. If you haven't been advised, they will assign you an advisor to get done. You may want to already create your plan and submit it to your advisor if you've already been assigned one, and then that person can approve it. And if you don't have an advisor already, then just email advising at Bucks with your questions and someone will respond to you. Clubs and organizations, yes. So they are not going to be canceled. So we actually, again, are working hard to ensure a quality experience for our students, not just in the classroom, but outside the classroom. And so more information coming, but there is going to be some real effort to engage you both with your clubs, organizations, and other student activities, but remotely. More information will be coming about that in the near future. So you're going to another school in the fall, you're going to take an online class and one in person, since I got the message about it being remote and online. Okay. And one in person. So, okay. So that's great. American Sign Language on Zoom, I would have to order my books online. Yes, you would have to order your books online. Okay. If there are no other questions, let me just check my phone here. So I got the answer to criminal justice. Criminal justice is currently being revised. I'm not sure where we got that answer, but I'm very happy to answer that person's questions. Faculty will be using different technologies like interactive whiteboards to be as close to face as possible. Yes, American Sign, I already said that again. Okay. Well, I really thank you for tuning in, and I'm really happy that I was able to connect, and I apologize that it took me 20 minutes to get here, but I am working remotely, and the internet was unstable for whatever reason today. So I really want to thank you, and what we will do, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to post them, and we will do our best to answer them online with our Facebook and Instagram page, but also to create an FAQ on our website so that you can review the answers that we are coming up with. So I want to thank everybody who's been texting me with answers, and faculty who have been on the live chat here who have also responded immediately to students. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. We'd all like to be back on campus. But I am assured that you will receive a quality education this fall, even if it is remote or online, as we always do our great job online. So thank you, and I hope to see you all in the fall. Feel free to send me any emails that you want, lisa.angelo@bucks.edu. I'm happy to hear from all of you. Thanks.